aloha, friends. Welcome to another episode of Game Time with the Goss, powered by Grey Wolf Promotions. I'm your host, Brian Gossett, and today's guest is Brock Junior catcher, softball star Mia Richards. She just wrapped up her season. She led the regular season here in DFW with 18 home runs. She had over 50 RBIs, and she's committed to Wichita State. Mia, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as you know, DFW is a large area and a hotbed for really good softball players. What was it like to know that you had the most home runs in the regular season?
I think I didn't see some of like pictures of who was leading and stuff, but then my parents started showing me and I was like, okay, I have to keep this going. And I knew that Kagan and I were tied for a little bit, and she is an amazing athlete. But I knew in my head I was like, I have to pass her. Come on, keep going, keep going. And so knowing that I finally got around some people, I think it just kept giving me fire to keep going. And then also during the regular season, I got intentionally walked a lot. So that made me mad because then I knew that these people are such good athletes that at that point they're going to come around me. But being the leader in regular season really just gave me the confidence to keep taking it into playoffs, even though they wouldn't let me hit. But I was ready to roll.
Going into this year, did you set personal records? Did 18 kind of even exceed your expectations?
I wanted to get to 20. 20 was my goal. 20 was my goal 100%. I wanted to get to 20. But after I think you reach double digits, it's still 20 is a number that is going to be hard to get to no matter what. But after you reach double digits, you know that you're kind of in the zone and you know that you've gotten adjusted to the pitchers and how they are. And so I think even with not reaching my goal, that I can say that I'm more than proud of myself for how the season went.
Do you remember how many you hit last year as a sophomore?
9. I
Okay,
doubled.
you doubled it.
Yes.
So maybe we can get you to double it next year.
Maybe. I'm hoping so. Just a home run every way back.
Yeah. Just how frustrating is it or annoying? Because I don't know. I think definitely your playoff game, and then I want to say your two sort of district tournament games with Comanche and Peaster. I don't think you had very many opportunities. I want to say those last three games you got intentionally walked 9 or 10 times. Just as a power hitter like you, just I mean, I mean, I know you can't control it, but how frustrating is that?
It was frustrating in the beginning because the first time I got intentionally walked, we were halfway through district. It was against this team called Peaster. And my first at bat, I went up and I had a home run. And then so my coach came up to me and she told me, she said, don't expect to hit again. Just know now. Like, don't even put your shin guards on or anything. So I said, okay. And so I went up to bat and she put me on base. So I said, okay, this is going to happen one time. It was a one time thing, like just to throw me off guard. And then it just kept happening and kept happening. And so I was mad because I was like, like I want to hit. This is what I was born to do. Like, let me hit, let me hit. And then as it continued to happen more, I think it helped me realize that it was more of a respect thing than like as. So I mean, it was very frustrating, but I also knew that in my head and in other parents' head that like they knew they couldn't pitch to me. So I think it just kind of helped me to know that they were scared. Like that's what it was.
Do you remember your last official at bat, your last swing? Was it before that little mini tournament?
Um, it was my playoff game. So we were losing, I would say 6-11, and I went up to bat, and we were coming like we were getting people on base and everything, and there were 2 outs, and he was like, "I'm gonna let you hit." And so I said, "Okay," and I knew that the first pitch was the only pitch that I was gonna be able to get 100%. And so I hit a line drive to the shortstop, and it bounced off her shin, and it went to left field. And I don't know what they were doing; they just weren't, getting there quickly. And so I ended up getting the third on it, and I was pumped because I was like, I'm trying to prove myself. I was mad that I didn't have a home run at the same time because obviously I wanted to get one just for like revenge, and you let me hit once and this is what's going to happen. But getting on base helped my teammates get fired up. Even though we came up short, I think that helped us fight a little bit more.
Now, is a lot of the walks, just putting you on, or are they actually pitching to you and just not giving you anything?
They didn't pitch to me at all. I didn't get a pitch. They just said put her on first. And I just said, okay. Like there were some at bats in my playoff game, and he told me before I was about to go up to bat and I was in the dugout, he said, "You don't have to put your stuff on. Don't bring your bat out. Just go to first." And so I said, "Yes, sir." And I went to first. And I was mad the third time that it happened because we were down by quite a bit. And so I was just let me hit. I mean, just let me hit. But I can understand why he did it. So I'll take it as a respect thing at the same time.
So just kind of give us an idea about yourself, your softball journey. How long you've been playing softball and how long have you been a catcher?
Okay, so I started playing softball when I was around 5. And it was one of those things where I had a lot of fun, but I couldn't tell if it was like the thing for me. I wasn't positive because obviously when you're younger, you play multiple sports and stuff. And so I got into multiple sports and I was doing all of these things. And I told my mom, I said, I don't want to play anything else besides softball. Like that is what's fun to me. And I started at a young age playing catcher. I think I was 5 as well whenever they put me behind the plate. And I'm left handed. So it's kind of weird to be behind the plate and for people to see me behind the plate because they don't see that often. But I think what has helped me become the catcher that I am is my command and being able to help my team when I think it's needed or whenever we are in high pressure situations. So growing up and being a catcher with, a little bit of a spark to it because you're left-handed was very different and it was very good for me as well because it got a lot of attention. And so I think whenever I started easing into playing first base a little bit more instead of catching, I kind of miss catching because, it's the thing that I did my whole life. But at the same time, I knew that I'm willing to go wherever my team needs me. So whether that's catcher, first base, if I have to play shortstop, I will. Like it's just one of those things. So, I mean, I feel like I've come a long way for my softball journey and including Wichita State with that, it's helped me a lot to grow as a person.
And what select team do you play for?
Texas Glory 2024 with Coach Lee Velasquez.
Uh, you're committed to Wichita State, and in fact, there's a couple girls that I used to cover. And funny enough, you were trying to catch up and maybe possibly break Sammy Hood's record of 20, and she's the second baseman over there at Wichita State. Just what about Wichita State made you fall in love with it?
Sammy Hood was actually my mentor whenever I went. So that was the first visit I went on, and Sammy was the person I got to dorm with. She took me everywhere. She was one of the reasons why I committed there as well, even with being able to only get 1 year with her because it'll be her senior year when it's my freshman year. Even with only being able to get 1 year with her, it's still going to be the best experience, and I know it will be because she is such a dog and she has such good fight and she's such a character and everything. And I think going there and seeing how she is and seeing how Coach Brett Benner and the rest of the coaching staff are as well really just helped me make my decision very quickly because I knew that it helped like they helped me fit in. So I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. And the recruiting classes that are being recruited right now in the 2024 class and the 2025 class are very strong. And so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, a couple other ones, Lauren Lucas and from Little Elm, and Allie
Allison,
Allison Cooper from Granbury. So, um, I mean, I'm guessing you text Sammy once in a while, but was there any conversations or playful banter about trying to catch her 20 home runs?
I didn't bring it up. I don't want to be too cocky about that. She'll put me in my place. I know she would. She would set me straight. So I didn't want to say too much, but I'm coming for her. Next year I'm gonna beat her.
Awesome. Um, so softball is the only sport you play there at Brock, because I know a lot of kids play multiple sports.
Yes. Softball's the only thing I do. It's the only thing I want to do.
And have you always been a Brock kid since you're 5, growing up in Brock?
I grew up in Keller, and I was supposed to be zoned for Timber Creek, and I moved here my 7th grade year when COVID was happening because we wanted to move to a more rural area, and so I've been here since the beginning of my 8th grade year to obviously now, and I'm gonna continue to go here for my senior year, but
Just growing up, catchers or power hitters, is there anyone that comes to mind that you maybe possibly remember watching while either in Brock or in Keller?
well, not even growing up, but a person now. I know she doesn't go to Keller or Timber Creek anymore, but Sanaya Hill. That was my I wanted to be Sanaya when I was younger. So, I mean, she was always a grade older than me. I always admired her. I always looked up to her. So she was the person that I aspired to be, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, Shania started at Timber Creek. She just wrapped up her season at Godley, going to Missouri. So that's not bad to kind of look up to her.
Yes, yes, she was the person that I wanted to be. So,
So you mentioned having 9 home runs last year, doubled it to
right.
18. I know you're older, you're stronger, but I don't know, mechanics or anything. What was the biggest difference? Why do you think you had such a jump?
My swing has become so much more quiet than it was in the previous years. Like, I know how to attack the ball better, and I definitely see pitchers better this year. Like last year, obviously, like 9 home runs is not bad. I'll give myself that, especially for being young. But last year I definitely swung at a few changeups that were in the dirt and I knew I shouldn't have. So this year I feel like I was a lot more selective in what I did and what pitches I chose to hit. And so I think that helped me. And then um, becoming a committed athlete also helps you. And I think a lot of people can vouch for that because you don't think there are so many eyes on you anymore because you feel confident and you know that you are good enough to go D1, D2, D3, JUCO. I mean, so I think it just helps knowing that you have coaches that are going to support you no matter what. So that helped. And then obviously my high school coach helped me as well. She knew how to calm me down and she knew what to say and how to act. And so I think that helped me as well.
Yeah, I see that a lot. You kind of get that weight lifted off when you
Right.
commit. So,
100%.
um, as far as next season with Brock softball, kind of what does it look like? Is there a lot of seniors graduating this year?
We have 4 seniors graduating. Our center fielder is graduating, and she was a asset to the team in hitting and on defense. Like she was very good. And then we have a shortstop graduating. She did very good as well. Our second baseman's graduating, and our I would say ace pitcher is graduating. And so I feel like it will be very different because all 4 of those girls were also like my best friends on the field. And so it'll definitely be a different environment, but we do have some 8th graders that are coming up, and I really do think they're gonna kick some butt. We're moving up to 4A next season, and I feel like seeing new people and people not knowing us as well as they have in the previous years against the teams that we used to play in 3A, I feel like that's gonna be a very good jump and a good change for us. So I'm hopeful for next year.
I mean, yeah. What are your initial thoughts about 4A? Because I can only imagine uh, they're going to be even better pitchers.
Right. I mean, I think that if I stay consistent with what I know how to do, then I will be okay. And I believe that if the team stays consistent with what they know how to do as well, I think we'll have a good run. So I'm not too worried.
That's got to be kind of a weird feeling, not just for softball, but all of
Right.
Brock and Peaster. Such a long rivalry, but now you're not
Right.
going
Right.
to play Peaster. That's got to be kind of weird.
Right. It is a little weird because you don't get to see the people that you've seen this whole time. There are some girls that I would say that we weren't the biggest fans of, and we're never gonna have to see them again. Like, ever. So it is gonna be very different because we're gonna have to start picking out our rival teams, and we're gonna have to start picking out the girls that we know are good, and we gotta start getting in their heads somehow. So I
I'm
feel like it'll
sure.
be
I'm sure Coach might schedule a non-district game with Peaster.
100%, 100%, and we're still gonna have that same bad blood. So I'm ready for it.
Is there a game this year, like maybe a favorite game or a favorite moment? I'm trying to think if, I mean, you've probably had a couple games with multiple home runs. I don't know if you ever hit three in a game, but anything like that.
Um, I think I hit. Ooh, I honestly don't know what my favorite game would be because there are so many different like mm,
There's so many.
aspects to so many different games, right? That like could all tie together and could
I
all
mean,
be
do you remember maybe, I know it's so many, and I mean,
right.
I don't know if you have a favorite home run. Did you hit one off the scoreboard or anything like that?
Okay, so can I count pre-district games?
Oh yeah,
Does that
tournament games. Yeah.
Okay, so we played Burke Burnett, and Natalie Gray is their pitcher, and she plays summer ball with me. And I went up to bat. It was my first at bat of the game, and it might have been the first or the second inning. And she gave me a rise ball that just didn't rise high enough. And I like as soon as I hit it, I knew it was going over, but I didn't want to be too cocky about it. So I rounded and we were both looking at each other laughing because like she knew I got a hold of it. And then after the game, one of the parents came up to me and he was like, "We don't have that happen to us often." And I was like, I probably closed my eyes and swung. I just knew that was the pitch for me. So I think that was my favorite moment because knowing that I still get to see these girls during summer ball and knowing that like we still have a bond even though some things happen is what's important. So
And now, unfortunately now your season's over, but do you still kind of look at the scores and who's moving on? Do you have an idea of, I mean, who do you think you're going to represent in 3A?
Kahoma,
Almost your pick?
Kahoma, 100%. If we would have won first round, we would have had to have played Kahoma second round. So
And
uh,
have you been able to go out and watch some of your teammates in these playoff games?
last year we lost out to Henrietta first round as well. But there's a pitcher, her name's Kirsten Barnard, and I've been going to watch her recently because her games have been a lot closer than some of the games. And so I've been going to watch her, and that's it's just staying connected with the game is very important to me. So being able to watch them succeed and watch them do well has been very good. And then I've been keeping up with Heiko as well for Kirsten Fincannon because that's my super K. That's what we used to call her when I was younger. So just staying updated on everybody has been pretty good. And obviously Sadie Beck with everything that's been happening. So those are the three teams that I think have been the biggest for me. And obviously Cahoma's one, but I don't know as many girls on there. Like I know them, but we don't play together. So seeing girls that I've played together or played against have been pretty good, especially knowing that they're doing well.
And I'll get you out on this, Mia. Just what's next for you? I know um, the end of the school year is coming up. I don't know when the last day is, but then obviously probably practicing already for select, and before you know it, you got some traveling to do.
Um, so actually, it's kind of weird because I've never been in Texas this much for the summer. And so we stay in Texas a lot, and then we go to Colorado for 2 weeks, and we ended off in nationals in Indiana. And so I know that we will do well, and so I hope we can come out with another natty. So that's what I hope is coming for me. So
Awesome,
that's that's what I'm excited for.
awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck there
Thank-
in the summer for select, and then obviously uh, next year for your senior season. Again, congratulations on an incredible year, 18 home
thank-
runs and over 50 RBIs for the Brock Lady Eagles. It's been really fun to keep up with the numbers, and you just continue to climb that home run list.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Awesome. So that's Mia Richards, Brock Junior catcher, Wichita State commit, and thanks for joining me today. Uh, for all you viewers, thanks for tuning in. This is another episode of Game Time with the Goss, powered by Grey Wolf Promotions. If you want to see some of the best fan gear, check them out, www.greywolfpromotions.com. And of course, check us out, gmsportsmedia.com. So until next time, thanks for following and have a great day.